What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with No Days Off DFS here to bring you that WNBA slate breakdown for the two gamer. Once again, we got today in the WNBA. If you guys new here, you guys enjoying the content, you guys enjoy listening to your boy ramble, talk about different things and stuff like that, going over all these sports, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any content your boy drops off here on the channel, and drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos or content is helping you guys win some money. Last night wasn't the results that I wanted, and I said it. It felt too good that it might be wrong, but fuck it, we ball. Because if the lineup that I created, it came together too easy. Way too easy. And you guys don't see it, of course, on most nights. And another reason why my core does not come out until about 10 minutes prior, because I'm so back and forth with certain things that I try to make sure that I'm giving the best possibility, at least the best three on a night-to-night basis that can uplift your line and not drag it and make it heavy. Now, some nights, of course, I've missed on that. Some nights it's been like, yo, got the low owned piece that actually is doing it. The numbers and stuff, everything looked right. This shit, it came way too easy. I was on Carrington all day. Before it even was Kayla McBride was ruled out, I was already on Carrington. Then, of course, McBride got ruled out. I was like, oh, Carrington's starting. Boom, easy day, let's go. Carrington's about to go ham. I should have known not to mess with Carrington when I saw her courtside hugging Kurt Miller, laughing and joking with everybody over there on Dallas. I should have said, nah. And not throw no shade at any of my female viewers, but you know how y'all be sometimes. You know, you be smiling in the face, but really deep down inside you like, man, like that's how y'all be sometimes. And that's you know, that's what I was feeling with that. But I should have came off of Carrington. I should have. But it is what it is. You live, you learn. We just keep it pushing. Now, if you guys are over here on Patreon, I do think that the breakdown definitely gave you guys some pretty good plays, especially on the prop play aspect of things, especially if you play Courtney Williams assist. Paige did not get there on her assist. Paige honestly should have never played. She was not good at all. Misha Hines-Allen, I actually got to look and see what Misha did for scoring wise. I don't think that it was bad to say, but I'm not too sure. Oh, she only finished with 7, so that was a wash right there. But this Sparks and Storm game, this one right here was goodness. Honestly, fantasy goodness all around. And how the hell did the Storm, who was beating the brakes off of the Sparks the second time they got them on the back end of a back-to-back? Derrick Hamby is that woman. Derrick Hamby is her. She legit said, hey, come here. Put him on the back, and she went out there and she did her thing. Her and RJ. But honestly, that was a lot of Derrick Hamby to end that game. That was a lot of Hamby. And I mean, shoot, double, 27 and 11. 13 of 18 from the field. Good shit, man. That was good. It was a good game. All right, guys. We're going to look at today's slate. We got some injury news and stuff like that. We got the Indiana Fever taking on the Phoenix Mercury. Looking at the total for that game, it's a 166 total with a 6-point spread. And then we got the Golden State Valkyrie taking on the New York Liberty. I want to go to basketball so bad right now. That's a 156.5 total with 6-point spread. Injury report that we got, nothing going on for the Indiana Fever. I wish they would just go ahead and rule Caitlin Clark out for the rest of the season because it just doesn't make sense. She has not played. She's played less than 10 games, and it's driving me crazy that we are still just holding and grasping onto straws to see her play. And I want to see her play. I really want to see. I would have loved to see this rendition of the Indiana Fever, how they would have been able to do this season. And we don't have a true measuring stick going into her third season now. We won't. When she could be actually eligible for such things. Well, nah, I don't think third-year players necessarily get most improved as well. I really feel like most improved goes more for like fourth, fifth, sixth-year players. But anyway, either way, the jumps that we could have seen her make, we ain't getting to see none of that. Phoenix Mercury, Kalani Brown, she is out with personal reasons, but not like she was playing minutes like that anyway. For New York Liberty, we do need to know some news over here. Sabrina Ionescu, she was questionable last time, ended up out last time out, but Cloud with the Batman mask, she is officially back. She played. And then Naira Sabally, who we have not seen for quite some time, she is questionable as well with her knee. For the Golden State Valkyrie over here for them, we got the news yesterday. Tiffany Hayes and Zan Lassini are both going to be out, so we don't have to worry about that. I haven't seen anything on Monique Billings, but I will look that up, and hopefully we will know what's going on with that. But we will have Kalani Charles again in the starting lineup, which is great for us. Definitely a key value piece that we've been able to go to. We know she plays out there, even if the game is close, blowout, this, that, and the third. It definitely helps me being able to go over to her as well. But that's really the news right there. Some things that I do want us to pay attention to and look at would be the standings for the WNBA, because I know we're winding down. Each team has less than 5 games left for the season. And when you look at it, New York Liberty, they still have a chance to go ahead and get up to the 4 seed. But that's going to require a couple of teams to help them out in the long run, because they sucked in regards to beating the Phoenix Mercury. The Phoenix Mercury won 2 out of their 3 games, I believe, going up against New York. So unless the Phoenix Mercury drops some games to end the season and New York continues on a winning spree, that's going to be the only way that they will actually be able to get up there to pass the Phoenix Mercury. So still a chance they can secure home court advantage, but they have to win out. And granted, their schedule is not bad to end the season. Looking at it, they play, of course, the Golden State Valkyries tonight, which they can win. They can if they grit their teeth pretty hard. Then they play Seattle, who we know they are very much beatable. They play the Washington Mystics, who have been on a skid really to end the season. And then they play the Chicago Sky the last game of the season. So theoretically, they could win all 4 of these games. They could. But even if they win, then you're going to need the Phoenix Mercury to run into a wall somewhere. Like, for them, they have 5 games left: the Indiana Fever, the Washington Mystics, Connecticut Sun, the Sparks, and then the Dallas Wings. They're going to win versus Dallas Wings, more than likely the Connecticut and Washington games. So that's 3 games that they're going to win right there. So not too sure how far or how long New York is chasing for that seed, but hey, crazier things have happened. Golden State Valkyrie, they of course are trying to just fend off from the Indiana Fever being able to jump them. So of course they should be still playing like their hair is on fire. Same thing for the Indiana Fever to continue to play, just in the event that Seattle, who really should never lost that game last night, can jump them in the standings as well. So we got some teams that are still playing for something, and that's a good thing going into this latter part of the season. Head on over to DraftKings, the site I play the most on the site. If you guys don't have an account, you want one, check the link down in the description box below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the King. Starting out with the New York Liberty taking on the Golden State Valkyries. I am ready for basketball, y'all. I am so ready for it. And like you can tell because I keep on going back to basketball. Yeah, going back to the NBA. Let me not just say basketball, because this is basketball. I'm so ready for the NBA to be back. It's crazy. I'm excited for the NFL too on Sunday. So let me know down in the comment section. What's y'all teams? Maybe we might do a NFL jersey giveaway next over here. So that'll be dope. Let me know y'all teams down in the comment section. All right. For New York Liberty taking on Golden State Valkyries, looking at it for New York, we got to know if Sabrina's going to be in or out. Of course, we're going to have all the news that we need for this slate, since both games lock at the same time, which doesn't make sense this late into the season. But it is what it is. If she's back, more than likely, I would imagine she will be limited. It is a toe issue. It's something on her foot. Your foot is hard to be able to heal from because you're always stepping and walking and using it. I didn't see her in any type of boot or anything like that, so I don't think the issue is that bad. Maybe it could just be something using it to hold her out for rest purposes and whatnot. But if Sabrina's back, I do think that's a little bit hefty of a price tag to pay up for her here in this spot. Granted, going up against the Golden State Valkyries, this is how you kind of beat them, is with being able to knock down the 3-point shot, because we do know they collapse on those bigs. The bigs, they tend to have to kick it out. This is a spot where we could see some uptick in assists for Emma Meeseman, Brianna Stewart, Jonquil Jones, things of that nature, depending on how they play going into this one right here. But again, we do need to know the news of, is Sabrina going to actually be back? If Sabrina's out again, then of course we're going to see Natasha Cloud, run all those guard duties like what she did last time out. 31 minutes with the mask, 24.5 fantasy points, not too bad for her. Hasn't played the greatest going up against the Golden State Valkyries on the season with 25, 27, and 17 fantasy points, but that is definitely better than nothing for her. Brianna Stewart, we're slowly seeing those minutes tick up for her. She finally cracked, what did she crack? She cracked 27 minutes last time out, so she should be closer to her normal minutes of 30-ish right there. She's played actually well going up against the Golden State Valkyries with 36, 50, and 48 fantasy points, and I do like her as a potential option with or without Sabrina being in the lineup, just because Stewie can't stretch the floor. Stewie is she's a hybrid. She definitely will be able to have a matchup advantage no matter who's out there on her of the sort, so I really don't mind going to her in the direction. And then last but not least, if you want to come down, get some savings, Jonquil Jones. We know JJ, she's going to be out there, and her ability to stretch the floor and knock down those 3 balls is definitely a big thing over there for the upside that she actually brings. Not only that, but the defensive side of the ball with her being able to block shots, and also rebounding. Rebounding bigs actually do pretty well going up against the Golden State Valkyrie, and we saw that last time out when she played them, and the only game that she played versus them on the season. In 25 minutes, she had 39 fantasy points in that game. So not bad at all. I don't mind going to Jonquil Jones, especially if we still get a hard cap limit for Brianna Stewart. Then I can see definitely coming down here for the savings. If Emma Meeseman was to get the start again, then I would rather play Emma over Jonquil or everybody else, just simply because of the starting factor, and then just the upside that she can bring, especially with the facilitating that she should have being out there. I wouldn't mind going to that instead. instead of worrying about, you know, Sabrina or anything like that. Outside of that, Phoebich, she's there. Not going to get you a 0 type player. Johannes, only way that I would look towards Johannes, Burke, or Rebecca Gardner, or anyone else like that is if Sabrina's going to be out. Other than that, I'm not going to look in that direction. It does not fancy me here in this spot. For the Golden State Valkyrie, looking over here for them, Tiffany Hayes has already been ruled out once again. Zane Lacine is going to be out. So we will see Rupert again starting at that power forward spot. We will see Charles right there at the guard spot. Both of those are fantastic plays. I actually really do like Rupert, as we do know we can attack with opposing power forwards going up against the New York Liberty. Last couple ones that have gone through the gauntlet played pretty well. I mean, if Murrow can go out there and get me almost 40 fantasy points in this position and spot, definitely Rupert, with her ability to stretch the floor and really take a ton of threes. She's not a bad rebounder, but when she gets stuck on just actually trying to score, that's the only thing that will hamper her fantasy point production. And that's what makes her just a little bit risky. But when she's actually down there rebounding and also scoring, and we do know she can give you some defensive upside as well, the sky's the limit for what she can actually go out there and do. She did play in one of the games going up against New York Liberty on the season. She only played 15 minutes in that one, was not starting, had 11 fantasy points. I don't mind it for her upside play. Definitely is one of those spots where she can go ahead and get that. Outside of that, everyone's favorite play for whatever reason, Salon. You can definitely mess with going to Salon if you want to here in this spot. 8K, coming off of a stinker last time out going up against the Indiana Fever, but it's the Indiana Fever. I really didn't like her in that spot anyway. Versus New York this season. Has not played bad in 1 out of the 2 games. In 30 minutes, she had 43 fantasy points going up against them. That was the second game. Granted, that was all the way back in May. That was back in May. This is completely different for what the Golden State are doing and everything that they have going on. I do think it is a little bit risky for her to take her in this spot, but she's definitely is there. With Hayes being out, we are going to still see, of course, those minutes for Carla, but scoring dependent and playing off the bench. If she was starting, maybe I would have some consideration, but coming off the bench and at 6K, I am not going to play that for Carla Light. I'm sorry. I'm not, especially because she's so scoring dependent. Fag Bentley, she's out there. She's there. Of course, they finally let her run 31 minutes versus her former team, but where was the production? Nothing. Practically nothing last time out. Definitely another GPP option. I don't see myself going there. With Billings being back, I think it kind of does throw a monkey wrench into liking Ami here, which again doesn't make sense to me how she goes from playing 24 minutes off the bench, especially on the front end of a back-to-back, but then she goes to just 10 minutes the next day. She should have been playing all those minutes that you were giving freaking Fag Bentley, who did nothing with those minutes. Nothing. She's a great fantasy point per minute producer. 5,800 though, a little bit too much for me to actually get to her. I like her below that 5.5 range, just like I always tell you for most of my bench players I like to play. They got to be under 5.5 really for me to consider them. It's the rare occasion that I would take someone over 5.5. As a potential pivot in play. Definitely, of course, we will still continue to look at Charles. She's starting. She's going to be out there. She's playing some minutes. Her defensive upside will be there once again. Her scoring, she's going to go out there and try to score. She will rebound the ball. She can also dish a couple of assists. I don't mind going to her again, especially just because Tiffany Hayes is still going to be out. And then Veronica Burton at 10-4, of course, you can definitely mess with that. All the usage and everything that she has going on for them. Guards going up against New York Liberty, they have actually been playing pretty well on the season. And Burton in this spot versus them, she has 2 games where she's at least had over 30 fantasy points. 1 game she had a stinker where it was 19 fantasy points that she scored in that one, but she definitely should be in her bag still and cooking like what she has been doing for majority of the season. Going on over to the Indiana Fever, taking on the Phoenix Mercury. And before I even get to that, if you guys have not subscribed yet, don't forget we are doing a jersey giveaway over here on the channel, so definitely hit that subscribe button, because once we get to 2,000 subs, I will be doing this Asia Wilson jersey giveaway. I have the jersey in hand. Once we get to 2,000, we are already over 1,800 subs right now. We're almost there to the goal. Definitely trying to hit that before we get into the playoffs. But even if we don't get there, we're still going to continue this all the way through the playoffs. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You don't have to do anything else to be entered into it, because I'm going to take all my subscribers, random generate it, and we're going to figure out who's going to win. Shout you guys out in the video. You let me know. We're going to exchange some contact info, and I'm going to get it sent to you guys. So definitely let me know. Well, not let me know. Subscribe so you guys don't miss out on this jersey giveaway once we hit the 2,000 subs. Indiana Fever taking on the Phoenix Mercury. This one right here, Aaliyah Boston, 12-2. That is a huge price jump for her. Very huge. But the matchup is technically a good one, because we have seen opposing centers, especially because the Phoenix Mercury do what? They lax. They are in the top 5, bottom 5 of teams in regards to rebounding. But the only problem is that Aaliyah Boston is Aaliyah Boston. She's up and down with a lot of her games. As you can see last time out versus the Golden State Valkyrie, 4.6 rebounds, 3 assists. Poor game. Very poor. Again, Still a great spot for her just because it is the Phoenix Mercury. They do give up a ton of rebounds. We just got to hope that she is going to be the one getting those boards and actually being able to get those putbacks and things like that, because this is a really great spot for her. She dropped 39 fantasy points the first time going up against them in 30 minutes. That was back in late July. Hopefully she can do the same here, especially with that price bump. I don't mind her as a potential spend up option. Don't mind it, but definitely a little cautious because 12.2 is a lot for Leah Boston to pay. And she really has not been paying that off except for really 1.5 over her last 5 games. Yeah, that is honestly crazy. Kelsey Mitchell, her price is starting to come down, 9,800. This is going to be one of those atypical, hey, Kelsey Mitchell, I forgot about you on this team. She's going to randomly pop. She has not played well going up against Phoenix Mercury on the season. Both games she's had under 25 fantasy points. I do think the Kalia Copper defense, especially what we just saw Kalia Copper do going up against Ariel Atkins, I think we can see much of the same right here, where they're going to be hindering. They're going to be stopping Kelsey Mitchell from being able to do anything. That's definitely going to mean that players like Odyssey Sims, Natasha Howard, Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston are all going to have to step up and try to carry some type of scoring load, because they actually are defending the 2-guard pretty well over here for the Phoenix Mercury. When you have a good defender in Copper out there, it definitely makes things a bit difficult. Outside of that, of course, Odyssey Sims, 8,500, a little bit rich, but I don't mind getting to her, especially if we believe that she's going to have to do quite a bit of scoring in this regards. I believe that when she played going up against Phoenix Mercury was earlier in the season when she was on the Sparks. She did drop 47 fantasy points in that game. I'm pretty sure that was not... Make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, that was not when she was on the Fever. So definitely it's a realm of possibility for Odyssey Sims to be able to go out here and pop and have a big day. Definitely be the pivot I would come down to off of Kelsey Mitchell. Natasha Howard is always going to be our GPP option. No matter what we look at, she could definitely go out here and have a big day, or she can go out here and just fall flat on her face like what she's done over her last couple of games. She is capped right underneath 30 minutes. She typically doesn't even play going into that much. Going up against the Phoenix Mercury, she's only had 24 and 17 fantasy points. More of a risky option right there at the 4 spot. I don't hate it if you land there. She will at least get you, I think, 20-ish fantasy points will be the realm of what I would give her. She has upside, of course, to give you more, but I would hard cap her right around 20 fantasy points is where I see her at. Aerial Powers, AP, playing really good off the bench. I do like her for the upside. She's somewhat eating into the Natasha Howard minutes whenever you look at it out there for him. Of course, we got Brianna Turner also eating into those minutes, and we also have Dantas eating into those minutes. But AP, she's playing really well. 17 points last time out going up against Indiana, going up against the Golden State Valkyrie. 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Not bad at all. I don't mind her, especially because, again, she's underneath that threshold that I like to go to for bench players, and the upside could definitely be there for her in this matchup. Outside of that, not really looking at anything else over here for the Indiana Fever. I know the minutes for Dantas and Brianna Turner, they're kind of somewhat stable just because Chloe Bibby is out, and she's going to be out for quite some time. She has some injury that's going to take her a while to come back from. On the Phoenix Mercury side of things, Alyssa Thomas, do we really have to talk about AT and what she brings, what she does, and everything that she has going to the table? No, not really. She has crushed going up against Stephanie White this season with 63 and 56 fantasy points. Sitting at 12K, I mean, who are you going to play? Who are you going to play? I promise you, Boston's going to be solo on today. If she pops and outdoes what Alyssa Thomas can do, you're taking out something. Like, straight up. If you don't want to play Alyssa Thomas, of course, we can come down here to Sapsa Sabli, Kalia Copper. Both those are 2 options that we can come down to instead. GPP, though, understanding that because just the upside, honestly, the floor that AT has in this position and spot is kind of crazy. She had a triple-double last time out going up against them. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. I don't think she's going to repeat necessarily a triple-double, but a double-double is definitely in the cards and something for the upside that she can have. Natasha Mack is playing some pretty solid minutes back-to-back games. Can we see it again for a 3rd game? I don't want to chase Natasha Mack, but Kalani Brown is out. They got Westfeld over here as what, the backup forward. And granted, they could just go smaller and run AT at the center spot and everything, and then they could run Satu at the 4, Duana Bonner at the 3. If they decide to go with a small ball line or something like that, that could be a possibility. But Mac, she's been playing really well. I'm not going to exclude her today. Definitely will be in consideration. She has not played well going up against the Indiana Fever on the season with 11 and 7 fantasy points, so just keep that in mind. But definitely coming after 45 and 32 fantasy point outings, I kind of got to keep her on my radar now for the upside that she actually brings. K Copper, don't mind her. She's knocking down shots. She's in a rhythm. She's playing defensively pretty well. on the season. I want to say going up against the Indiana Fever, she's played in both games, 26 and 28 fantasy points, so not going to get you a 0. Another one of those plays that'll get you at least 20-ish would be the safety net that I would say, and then they can get you some upside if they can continue to keep it going. DB, of course, going up against her quote-unquote former team that hated her, thought that she was a piece of shit and all the other good stuff. Last time out versus them, she legit said, yo, what's up? I got you. 35.75 fantasy points in 23 minutes, 23 actual points, 7 rebounds. DB, definitely for the upside. If you want to go there, take a swing on her. Understand she is coming off the bench, and I do think that's a little bit expensive to play for DeWanna Bonner, so I probably will not be going in that direction, but definitely something that you could take a stab on if you want to go there. All right, guys, I think I've talked way too much in this video. Gone 20 minutes long for just a 2-game crappy slate. My bad. If you guys got any questions, talk to me down in the comments section. Hopefully you guys were able to get something from this. If not, I do apologize. With that being said, it's your boy Zoe. Peace.